So, Wendy, how's things?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
taking a while
pleasure.
to pin you down. I know you're a busy person, but I'm
Yeah,
really glad to be here.
thank you.
Yeah, so Shirley's Removals been around since 1988.
Yeah.
Yeah, how did it start?
It started with Shirley herself. She basically wanted to. I don't think she could get moved, and she thought, why aren't women doing removals for other women or LGBT people? So she got herself a little red transit van and her partner Jane, and they started doing like mini moves,
Mm-hmm.
moving people from flat share to flat share. And then they were doing that for a while. Then Jane decided to move up north, I think she moved, and Shirley started Shirley's Removals.
Okay.
And then she started, there was the AIDS pandemic, and nobody would move gay men at all.
In London
In London.
or in the UK?
Anywhere, but
Yeah.
mainly in London, from hospice, hospital to hospice, home to hospice, stuff like that. So she just said, I'll do it. I
Wow.
don't care. She just went, I'm going to move you. And that's when she moved. She partnered with the Terence Higgins Trust.
Terence Higgins.
Yeah. And she started moving everybody. And then she started to get more contracts for different things from councils, for vulnerable people, built up a reputation, really, that she never really wanted to grow it massively. She liked being local, doing the local thing.
It's incredible. That's 37 years ago, and it's still going now.
It's still going. Yeah.
Built on that
I never
foundation.
thought I would end up doing this, but
And how did you end up doing this?
I'm Maggie's partner.
And Magali runs the business.
And Magali
is a director.
got the business from Shirley when Shirley retired. So in 2016.
2016,
Yeah,
Shirley
and
retired.
I was like a sleeping partner. And then when lockdown happened, I was working as a consultant from home, and they were all out on doing special jobs during lockdown. And the phone would be ringing, I'd be doing my other job, and I'd be picking up the phone saying, hello, Shirley's Removals, stuff like this. And I thought, you know what? Contract's coming to an end. I quite like doing this because it's all to do with people. So I just sort of flowed into it like that, really.
Well, how did Magali get into the business in 2016? How did she know Shirley?
Magali came across as a student in 2000.
From where?
Brazil.
Okay.
She's Italian-Brazilian. And she didn't speak the language, so she was doing lots of cleaning jobs and stuff. And then Shirley said, you can come and work for me, but you'll have to learn English and read maps, because nobody had, everyone had a big A to Z then. And then she went to college, learned English, started doing a lot of jobs, then driving the Luton van, packing the van, dealing with that. And then she went into the office side of it more and more. And then so she was like Shirley's manager, so she managed it. And then Shirley took a back step. And then when Shirley said she was retiring, I said, just get it.
Yeah.
Just get it. It's yours anyway. Just agree something with Shirley, and she did.
Wow, and she sold the business to her. Wow.
Yeah.
And how long had Magali worked in the business before it took over?
Since 2000 or 2001, I think.
So about 15 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's incredible. And how did you meet Magali?
On the internet.
Yeah? Before she came from Brazil or here?
No,
or?
here. Yeah, about 2000. Oh, I better not get this wrong. About 2011, I think.
2011?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now you both work together and run a business together. That's incredible.
Yeah.
How's that? Does that have a strain on your relationship?
No, not at all.
Be honest.
No, it
No?
doesn't.
No?
No, not at all. Because she's out a lot and I'm more at home doing the back office stuff. No, it doesn't. It really works because she's got a really different skill set to me. There will be the odd thing that we argue about, like she still wants to keep a 2-week lead board when I'm like, everything's in the computer, but she'll have her board and I have the computer side.
Like a whiteboard or something?
Yeah, just a 2-week overview so she can see what's what. But
most removal firms seem to have that.
yeah.
They'll pretend they don't, but they do.
They all do,
It's all there and
Yeah.
Oh, that's really interesting. So what were you doing before removals yourself? You said you were a consultant.
Yeah.
Is that right? What were you?
Yeah, I used to work in design agencies.
Okay.
So I was like finance director, then chief operating officer. So I worked for big companies within like WPP organisations, Interbrand.
Yeah.
And I used to do all that.
Oh, brilliant.
I liked it at the time, but it's like a different life now.
So take us back with Shirley. She seems like she's a proper go-getter and trailblazer, certainly. What can you tell us about Shirley? Because I've never met her, and she started this in 1988, and she would have moved a lot of people in vulnerable situations. Um,
She started it because she had her childhood wasn't the best.
okay,
She comes from an Irish family, London Irish family, and she ran away from home when she was young,
how young?
10.
10.
10.
Oh my God.
Yeah, abusive parents, abusive in alcohol. And then she'd go back, and then she'd go to the streets again, go back. And then she's got such a kind heart. She will absolutely help anybody, And that's why I think she just decided to go and help the men with HIV, because she was like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Nobody else is going to do it. I'm doing it.
Was she part of that community? Was she gay herself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was quite an activist back in the day,
Yeah.
I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. It's incredible. And do you feel there's been people that have been inspired by Shirley and done similar things for that community these days, or there's just, not a need, or is there still a need? And is it Shirley's Removals that does these things behind the scenes for, predominantly is in that market helping people move in those situations?
I think that's the heritage we come from, and we still have a strong following of people from LGBTQ community. But I would say the majority of our clients now are like girls in flat shares, so we'll get them from the flat shares moves, and boys, and gender neutral people, and then we'll get them into their first flat. And then we'll get them when they get married and they have kids, and then get them into the house. And then the other side of that is then we get elderly people who are downsizing, maybe no family around, a bit of dementia, moving into sheltered housing. So we do all those moves. I mean, we do the whole spectrum.
Yeah.
To be honest, I just believe that we move people, not labels, and everybody gets moved with the same respect.
Yeah.
But we do like moving our old people.
Oh, so it's
we move quite a lot of old people, yeah.
Yeah, from where to where?
And we'll move them. We do a lot of work with councils, so when they're ready to move out, like I say, a 3-bedroom place, and then they'll move into a 1-bedroom in a sheltered housing or a care home, we'll do those moves for them.
Yeah, and that just been fed to you from the council, those kind of jobs, yeah. That'd be a good way to go about it, yeah.
Yeah, because we always take the time with them. We'll plan their moves properly and put the right team on it,
Empathise with them.
Yeah.
That's interesting. What's one move that you've been really proud of in the last year, a couple of years ago? There's probably so many. You remember a particular elderly person that you've moved, or a girl? So I know you move a lot of women.
I think there was an old lady where she had been an artist. She still was an artist, and she was moving from a tower block to sheltered housing, and she had onset dementia, but there was no one there to help her. So we went to pack her, but she would be confused, and she'd be nice with you one minute, and then she'd be a bit aggravated. And I think just managing her over the 2 days when we did her move and all her artworks, she wanted to keep them all. She wanted to show us them all. I think getting her moved into the place was really nice with all her paintings,
That's incredible.
That was a nice one.
It's a horrible thing, that dementia, isn't it? Yeah.
Not good.
It's really bad, and it's the strain it has on families. But I always think, what about the people that don't have a family around, or don't have, people to help them? They must be living in absolute fear.
Yeah.
So thank God there's people like you to move them, to help in that situation, because that would be a nearly impossible task otherwise, I would have thought.
Sometimes we've got social workers, sometimes there's an old family member.
Yeah.
There should always really be somebody there who knows them, so there's a point of continuity.
Yeah. Interesting. What do you think is it's affecting the removal sector today? It's one of the the challenges people who run removal firms like yourself, small or large. What are the things today it's causing problems, causing headaches?
If we stick to London, because that's the mainstay of where we are, I would say a lot of the LTNs.
What's
because that's the low traffic neighbourhoods,
Yep.
because what used to be a 20-minute journey can now be 2 hours.
Really?
Yeah, seriously. So we have to think carefully, and we have to revise pricing based on areas of London. That's a real headache. Took 3 hours to get to Southwest, 15 yesterday.
Really? Yeah.
So you can't just lump another 3 hours on the bill. You got to work it some way, you know. It's
Yeah.
just crazy.
When's that? When, for people that don't know about that, when was that brought in?
A few years ago, I don't know exactly, but there's more of them now.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of roads in Hackney. There's only 2 or 3 artery roads now you can really use.
Yeah.
So we have to plan whether we go up round the North Circular or, you know, it's just.
And that's just to reduce, traffic of vans of and you think it's so you're not a fan of this?
No, not really.
Do you think it's working? Do you think it has any kind of positive impact for the community?
I think it might have around some schools, but I can't see how pollution has dropped when you sit in traffic for hours and people have got engines on. No, I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
And then I think the other thing is since COVID, I think people have a lot more belongings. So what you used to be able to move in a Luton and go, oh, right, okay, a 1-bedroom flat, done. It's a Luton, get a quote out. It now can be 2 Lutons or a Luton and a transit.
And that's because people just seem to have more stuff. Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah. And do you think that stuff, it's more like, someone said the other day, it's more disposable stuff, more sort of cheaper things because people just buy so much? Or you find that, or is it just a bit of a mix?
Clothes, lots of
clothes. Yeah. Well, you can get clothes quite easily. These days.
A lot of people have a lot of albums now.
Okay.
And record decks.
Really?
That they didn't have before.
I wouldn't have thought
Loads of books.
Books, yeah.
Books, yeah.
They're heavy, aren't they?
Yeah.
What are you seeing cost-wise, things going up? I mean, we all know everything's going up, but in specifically to this sector, like, what are the things that, geez, that is really more expensive these days than it was, say, 5 years ago or 10 years ago?
Insurance.
Yeah.
Parking, I mean, gone are the days where really a small company can have a yard like in Hackney or somewhere where you could before. You can't run it like that because all those spaces have gone.
Yeah.
I think just the general running costs are a lot higher, but insurance costs more.
Insurance for you, yeah.
Yeah, services for the vans cost. And of course, wages go up, so everything goes up and up and up.
Employers, NI, the threshold for that's a big one. That really does hurt, You start after paying employers national insurance, and that's a tough one. Corporation tax has gone up 24%, I think now. That's a big one. I was speaking to someone else earlier, and how do you guys plan for your sort of corp tax? Do you sort of just wait to the end of the year and hope it's not going to be that big?
I know I've got 3 years relief, so I'm okay at the minute.
3 years relief?
Yeah.
How's that?
Just building up from capital expenses and a loss-making year, So we're covered for the next couple of years at least.
Okay, well, that's good. That's a positive negative or negative positive, whatever you want to call it.
I'll take it as a positive.
Yeah. What about the other taxes, VAT and employers and that kind of thing?
I think it's too much for a small business, and I think how the employment law runs now is really unfair to a much smaller business where you're really, in this industry, you're unless you've got massive contracts, you're basically, churning leads all the time to get wins, and then you're like, how am I going to get the month done? December's always quiet, August can be quiet. And how are we going to actually make it work all the time? So it's always a real juggle. And then I think if you take a casual worker, you used to be able to put on like 12% for holiday pay, and then they stopped that for a year and changed it all, and then it went back again, and you're just like, just make it simple and fair,
Yep.
Give us a break.
Yeah, it's really hard. There's so much tax, so many different angles. That's not even including any of your income tax or anything you personally pay as well. But that with the insurance, and sometimes removal firms, they just have so many expenses.
I don't think people realise how many expenses you do have just to get up and turn the keys in the van,
Yeah, and the parking of the vans, that's an expense that never goes away.
Never.
Even tape, boxes and tape, and if you don't utilise the tape properly, because people always want to use the tape that's the full tape rather than the last little bits. It's easy to roll on, isn't it? Those kind of things. But How do you do you have any sort of like tips on how to kind of, obviously it's very seasonal removals, to try and stay a little bit busier those sort of 12 months of the year? Is there anything you can, you do that try and keep a little bit more consistent work coming through rather than just the summer months?
Um, I'm a great believer you're only as good as your last job.
Okay.
Try and get the reviews.
Reviews, yeah.
Try and do every job, make sure the client's happy. They'll refer you on. Lots of WhatsApp groups within neighbourhoods and stuff. We've got a lot of business.
Well, like the street chats kind of thing.
Street chats.
Yeah. How do you get into them if you're not in the street?
We don't get them. Our clients are in them.
Okay, and
so
you
we
ask
must have
them.
had about 10 referrals this week just through WhatsApp groups.
10 referral, that's decent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We seem to be really popular in WhatsApp street groups in South and Vauxhall, for example.
Yeah.
For some reason, I was in Vauxhall. Hackney to Vauxhall every day. We're in
Really?
Vauxhall, but we go, yeah.
Yeah, nice
And
parking
we
in
hate
Vauxhall.
we hate to let the youngsters down who are in flat shares and need to move, and we know that everything's cost-wise, so we'll tend to do them a bit cheaper because we have to pay VAT as well. And like a man in a van can come in 20% cheaper than us, So we have to have a certain standard and a certain service that people want to pay.
Yeah. And do you just quote over the phone, do you? Is that how it works, or is it like an hourly rate?
No. Really, it's
For
London
the flat
jobs
share
can be
ones.
hourly.
Yeah.
But then the bigger moves, like now if we're doing like a 2-3 bed and it's 2 or 3 vans, everything will come into the system. I'll see what information is missing, call the client or ask them how they want to be contacted, get the rest of the information, get some videos, and then we quote from there. I'll prepare everything for Magali just to give the final review and go, right, okay, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're quite good at quoting just from videos kind of thing, rather than actually
I'm
visiting?
getting much better at that, yeah.
It's a whole skill in itself.
Yeah.
It's a whole job in itself.
I can quote the smaller ones up to a Luton, but when it gets past that, because I don't pack the van, and if Magali's watching a video, she's packing the van. Like, okay, this is here, here's this here, this is here. How many boxes, okay. For example, it might not be a full Luton, but if you've got 50 boxes of books, you're going to need 2 Lutons. Otherwise, you're over the weight.
50 boxes of books? Yeah. Wow.
We did that on Monday.
50 boxes, that's a heavy job. Hope they're in small boxes.
They are in small boxes.
I've made that mistake a few times.
The clients do it, and you just looked into going to have to get repacked.
Yeah.
As it falls out.
And do you often have jobs where the clients are working with you, packing with you, or is it?
Sometimes. Some clients want you for what they call a fragile pack. So you'll pack up the kitchen, ornaments, glasses, and they will go and do their clothes and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
And others ones just want the whole thing.
Yeah. That's interesting. I read an article about you 2 or 3 years ago in the Stylist magazine about Shirley's removals and how, things that you've spoken about today, especially, but, women in business, I think it was.
Yeah, I think that's what it was, yeah.
Yeah, and, what advice would you give to women who have maybe they've thought about it, or maybe they really want to do it and they say, oh, I really want to start a removal firm and run a removal firm, but it's such obviously very male-dominated industry. What advice would you give to those people?
Give me a ring and we'll talk you through it, and we'll franchise the business to you.
Franchise the business?
Yeah, I would, yeah.
Shirley's?
Yeah.
Really? Well.
I think then because we can train people up, just all those little things that make a complete package that, you're getting a great service. And what surprised me when I came into removals was what goes into it. I had no idea. I just used to think you should just shove stuff in the back of the van.
So what does go into it from your perspective?
A lot of planning.
Yeah.
A lot of looking at where the client is, what type of client you're dealing with, what the situation is, completion, rental, vulnerable elderly, somebody who needs to flee. And then you've got all the operational side, like everybody's stressed on the day, team has to be calm.
Everything you've mentioned then, there'd be many women out there that they would think I could do all of that.
Yeah. They can do all the packing.
And maybe even better than a lot of men could do it.
Yeah. But there is still a common sort of thinking that women can't lift heavy shit, but they can.
And what's your response to that?
We can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd agree as well. Yeah. I was speaking to a company, they've been around for 100 years, this removal firm, and he's just begging. He's a new client, and he's just begging me. He said, "I just want female removal workers."
Yeah.
Because he is such a believer, and they've been around for 100 years. It's like an Italian firm, and he said so much of the move is the experience, not so much the lifting. It's like how a person walks into the home, how they speak to the people throughout the day, how they resolve problems throughout the day, how they just handle little things and large things, handle things with care, like empathy, and they just treat them more than things. They're, genuine, treasured, valued possessions of these people. And he's a big believer of, female removal workers are just, gold dust, wonderful. Everyone has their strengths and everything, but yeah. So I think maybe there's...
I think it needs a bit more exposure, really, because we move like a lot of young lesbian and gay women, and they said, "Oh, but none of us want to do that anymore." Whereas in the 80s,
do what?
Do like heavy work. The youngsters,
they say that.
Yeah, the younger generation do, but it's good exercise. You're up in the air. I mean, it's fantastic.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's a. But yeah, I think all the other part of it, like the move management and the surveying and the customer service.
It's just like running a design agency.
Yeah, I bet.
You know, you go through all the things, quote, look at the schedule, who's going to do who do we have to get in, what team are we going to get? It's exactly the same.
Yeah. Any famous people that you're allowed to mention you've moved?
I won't mention names, but I'll say
no one
a
does.
few
No one ever
things.
does.
We've moved someone who is in the Bake Off, Great British Bake Off.
Currently, a host.
Yeah, a host. We've moved somebody who was famous in a few TV shows, very famous.
Mm-hmm.
We've moved politicians, cabinet people. We've done quite a bit of work for the Queen of Jordan. Not her personally, but her estate. Authors, writers,
And you deal with these people yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me and Magali. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if they want us on the jobs, I'll go along as well. Just help manage.
Tell us about a time where Shirley's removals has really messed up a move.
Oh, I don't know about Shirley's removals, but I'll tell you, one of the first ones I did was when I started, and it was sort of lockdown, and then there was a stamp duty relief.
Rebate, yeah.
And there were so many jobs coming at me, and I double booked us one day. And Magali was like, "This never happens. This never happens."
Double booked,
I double booked. But I did manage to find somebody to take the job and referred it on and everything else. But I didn't like that.
Panic on the day.
It was a big panic, yeah.
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 And how would you, recommend people resolve that? Just be honest sometimes? Just explain this is what's happened?
I had to. There was no other
How do they respond?
They were annoyed, but they understood.
What's a competitor in your sector that you've always admired from afar?
Competitor.
What's a company that you think actually they do a really good job, or I've heard really good things from them, or I've seen really good things? Or are you just in your lane and you're not?
No, I look at some of the bigger companies like who have got big trucks.
Mm.
And I think they do well. I think James Removals, he's done in Southeast London. Look at them. They do a lot of international moves as well.
Do you do any international moves?
No, we never went there.
Yeah.
No.
Why not?
I think it was just more about having the team here and maybe not having enough. I don't know. It just never happened. It's not something anybody wanted to do.
Yeah. What's the furthest you've moved someone, customer?
Oh, Inverness.
Inverness,
yeah.
Yeah. Where are you from? Whereabouts in Scotland are you from?
Stirling.
Stirling.
Yeah. So that's about 450 miles up the road.
Yeah. Do you go back often?
Yeah.
Yeah. You like? Where do you prefer, Scotland or London?
Scotland.
Scotland?
Yeah.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
Why?
I like the hills. I like the landscape. I think the people are really friendly.
Yeah.
I think.
What are you saying? London is not friendly?
No, it's just different, isn't it? I like it for the space because you can get to like big space really quickly, whereas London you can't.
Yeah.
But I do, when I come back to London, I like coming back to London.
Yeah. Best of both. They're very
Yeah.
different. They're both
Yeah.
got such wonderful, positives. You sort of need
Yeah.
both, don't you, in your life?
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. What do you think's holding back the removal sector, if anything, in 2025?
I would say I think costs are a big thing just now. I think if you could do an overhaul of the sale and completion with the solicitors would help a lot of people. People getting let down at the last minute, more security about getting your move date and getting these things booked in the diaries for clients would help.
Yep.
Generally, I think finding youngsters who want to do it,
Mm-hmm.
finding good people who want to make a career out of it rather than just do shift work
Yep.
is a big thing.
Yep.
But I think that's across nearly every industry, really.
Yep. Yep. No, I think you're right. Where do you sort of foresee the sector in the next 5 years? Do you think it's a sector on the rise? Do you think it's a sector on the up? Do you think it's the opposite?
I think it could be on the up.
Mm-hmm.
I think
It's nice to hear.
I would like to see, well, I think you might find a lot more like London's going up, isn't it? So the type of moves for London are going to be smaller, faster moves with all the LTNs in place. So you're basically sprinter-sized vans, Luton-sized vans, because it's going to get harder and harder for big trucks to get into London.
Yep.
And then the vehicles will all be electric as well.
Yep.
So I think a lot more smaller moves, maybe hopefully with a lot less boxes,
Mm-hmm.
and people moving. Yeah, I think the Luton vans are a good size for London.
Do you have any low loaders yourself?
No, just
Yeah.
Lutons, yeah.
Yeah. What do you think makes an excellent removal worker?
Somebody who cares about what they do, somebody who wants to get up, be nice with people, plan their day, do everything calmly, and enjoys driving, packing a van, the challenge of it, and being nice to people.
Just being, yeah.
We have a guy working for us just now, and he likes it. He does sculpture, so he does that for a couple of days a week. But he loves it because he gets out and he's physical and he goes home feeling like he's done a good day's work.
Yeah. That's really good.
I'd like to see more women in the industry,
Yeah.
not just behind the desk, but out doing the jobs,
Yeah.
managing the jobs. I think.
How do you think you could attract more women to removals? Like, if you had to say an unlimited budget or something, what would be your approach
I'd
for
be doing this every day. I'd
doing
be out
podcasts
there,
every day?
podcasts or radio or going out and speaking about it and doing it.
I'm sure that could be done in a cost-effective way.
Yeah. I mean, my ultimate would be to say Shirley's removal stays. We get a lot of backing, a lot of money to actually grow it into franchises that could be all over the country.
Yeah, it was got a
grow
terrific
it
brand.
into doing European moves.
What would stop you from proceeding with franchising Shirley's removals?
Capital, I think, initially.
Have you looked into it?
I haven't. I've been thinking more about it recently.
Yeah.
But I think what made me think of it was when we did some other filming was seeing Shirley and how she is now to what she was.
And how is she now?
She has onset dementia.
Oh, really?
And then
That's
seeing
sad.
her as a client that we deal with day to day,
Yeah.
is sort of hits home.
Well, it's a great brand, and it's so well known in London, and I think it could be the perfect entry for, as you said earlier, a young woman
Yeah.
who wants to enter it, but they've got that advantage of an established brand. And I think all you need to do is just get it sort
I
of
had
French.
a young girl ring me a few months ago, and we were having a long chat on the phone because I'll spend ages, whatever it takes, speaking to somebody about something. And she said she really needed to move. She was a Muslim girl, and she said, I need to do this quickly, and I can't have my family know.
All right.
And we could only offer men on the day, and she said, I can't do that. I'm going to have to think of something else. She rang me 3 days later, and she said, I should set up a removal companies for girls like me. I said,
Yeah.
you should.
Yeah.
And if you want to, I'll come and chat to you and try and help you.
Yeah.
you know. So I think people think about it, but then they don't go any further.
Well, I think if and when you do get it as a genuine franchise, that might just because people search for franchises to buy, all the time because for the exact reason they want to be in business, but they want an established brand with some general operations and a client base ready to go rather than building that from scratch because that's so difficult. I think once that's up, you might just do the recruiting for you potentially, even if just franchise to south of London or
because London's such a big city. You could be busy every day.
Oh, absolutely.
In every single part. And I sometimes think we sit on a gold mine, but we just don't have the right tools just to mine it and make it work. And I think that's where I've got to with my thinking about it. Because we're older now, so we're not going to always go out, but we'll go out and manage or talk to the clients and do everything like that. But I'd like to see it built up and girls doing something for themselves,
And you could just become more consultants to those people, which there'd be a big need for, but you still can be earning in retirement.
Yeah.
I think
you don't want to stop. It's like...
Yeah, I bet. But you had a moon boot on recently, didn't you? What happened?
I was walking to a job on a rainy Sunday, and I stupidly had left my work boots in the back of the van, and I thought I'll just put on my CrossFit trainers to walk there, which really are only indoor. And I was walking down a ramp, and I just went flying. My front leg went out, and my left leg bent backwards, and my ankle smacked the ground and dislocated and bone through.
Oh my God.
And then I said, can you just get the ambulance, please? Because I knew exactly what had happened, and we had to take a video of it. And then an ambulance came, doctors came, all the drugs under the sun in the back of the ambulance where they reset it and put a temporary cast on it and then straight to the hospital.
That'd have been so painful.
It was, but they caught it in time. And then I was like on drugs for the next few days. They did the operation, then you get a pain block, and then you just have to go home and paracetamol, codeine, and your legs up. I was spent the whole of August with my leg up high. It's made me think about a lot of things.
Yeah. Well, I think, from what you've said, it's so franchisable, your brand, and, it's one option for you. You've probably got many options, but I think, I'd love to see Shirley's removal still going many years in the future for Shirley's sake and all those people that have relied on you over the years. I think you've done an amazing job. It's been great working with you.
People come back to us when they haven't been moved. You moved me 25 years ago.
Yeah, that's incredible. It's power of your brand, I guess. Well, thanks for coming on this. I hope you
absolute pleasure.
Hope you got something out of it. It's always nice to catch up with you. It's been a year or two since we last sat down, but I'm a big fan of Shirley's Removals and yourself and Magali, and we'll carry on doing all we can to help you with people.
You.
And we'll be supporting and cheering you from the sidelines for many years to come.
Thank you.
Thank you.